Well, hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Philip Blair, and I'm here with Chelsee, who's got a great story to tell you about COVID, of all things, and the impact that BCP Plus has had on COVID. Now, I met Chelsee about 2 weeks ago before a pageant that she was going to enter, which was a Miss Florida at Melbourne, a Florida pageant. And we were trying to get her to use BCP to prepare for the event. And I think we did, and we were successful at that. And she actually won the pageant. But I want you to tell your story of what happened after the pageant as well.
Yeah, so prior to I kind of started feeling a little groggy, but I knew I had a really big weekend coming up, so I kind of just powered through. And when I got to the pageant weekend, I ended up losing my voice on Saturday. And given that our schedule was super busy and very chaotic, I was only getting my morning dose of the BCP. And so, since I didn't have the bottle with me, I was getting my morning dose, and it kind of started wearing on me throughout the pageant. Sunday, I lost my voice Saturday, lost it all day Sunday for the pageant, and then ended up coming home on Monday and really started getting hit pretty hard with what I didn't know at the time was COVID. So traveled, ended up hopping on a plane Tuesday morning, headed to Ohio, and my symptoms just kind of kept getting worse and almost debilitating me completely to being bedbound. So we ended up, I woke up in the middle of the night on what it was been Tuesday morning. And I was having really bad, severe pains in my lower left abdomen. And given that I have had kidney issues in the past, we decided it was probably best for me to go get checked out, which they then tested me and I tested positive for COVID. And then I
And,
talked to
and
you.
let me ask you, what symptoms were you manifesting at that time? You had
Um,
abdominal pain, you had a cough, you
I
had a sore throat,
cough,
you
sore throat, head congestion, severe headaches. It's kind of hard to breathe. Getting up the steps was really difficult. I mean, you name it, I had it. And it started hitting pretty hard. And then I spoke to you. I believe it was like Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday morning, right before I went to the hospital, and you advised me that I could take um four of the drops, 4 milliliters each day. And which at that point we went to the hospital. I went in, came home that night, and I did end up tripling the dose of the BCP.
what
And
therapy did they recommend for you?
they just said rest and fluids, and alternating the ibuprofen and the Tylenol to kick the fever. And really that was it. I mean, they did give me some IV fluids while I was at the hospital, which helped incredibly, but nothing really on top of that.
So you
So
went home and started using beta caryophyllene in a massive dose.
correct. I went full force. I went with the full 4 milliliters that night. Slept all night for the first time in probably 4 or 5 days. Got a full night's rest and woke up that morning, and my body aches were gone. I didn't have the body aches. So my body was still pretty tired, but I wasn't sluggish in the bed. The bed didn't have me sucked in, and the pain in my lower left abdomen was gone. I had no more of those shooting pains at all.
How about your
And
headache?
my headache was gone. It was gone. I really think that, like, just tripling that dose was what I and the way that you have explained, what the beta does for me, and with the inflammatory, especially, like, I really believe that it took a lot of that inflammation out of my stomach and relieved me of that pain. And that next day I was actually able to get up and walk around and kind of start living again,
How about
which
your
was amazing.
cough? Did that go away as well?
My voice started coming back. My
Immediately
voice
after one day.
after, yep, one day I went home after the hospital. I took the 3 doses because I took the one morning dose. I had the 3 doses after I left the hospital. And then that next morning I woke up, and I could speak very, very clearly. I was still a little raspy, and you still kind of hear it now, but I was able to actually speak.
And are
Yeah.
you still short of breath?
I'm not short of breath. I'm not short of breath. I still got a little bit of this raspiness, but I don't have the shortness of breath, and I haven't had the headaches, and the gut pains are completely gone. And every day, especially my clarity in my head, just like that overall fog, when you're sick, you don't feel good. Everything just feels kind of groggy and you're just kind of out of it. It's been nice to be able to get up and actually function and do some laundry and
You're
actually
doing
enjoy
laundry
more of my,
too.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And so Paul also, he started getting sick.
Paul, your
Um,
fiance.
yep, yep. He started getting sick on Saturday. Well, I believe it was, nope, it would have been Monday or Tuesday, whatever day that we went to hospital. Tuesday, he started getting sick, and obviously I'm sure he, had COVID also, but he wasn't tested or anything. But he started getting the head congestion and the headaches and stuff. And then I said, well, Dr. Blair said that we could take 4 milliliters of this stuff, so let's get on that. And with him, he had prior to, especially during pageant weekend, he was a lot more consistent with taking the beta, taking his 2 doses in the morning and in the evening. And I'm telling you right now, he did not get down. He didn't get the full hit of COVID like I did. He has been able to stay active and keep going, and he's had the little head cold and stuff, but it was nothing like what I got. And I mean, I obviously believe that we probably had the same strand, right? Being together like
I'm
that.
sure.
And
Yeah.
he did, I mean, he's already on the mend.
So,
He
what do you think your prospects are now? Are you back to full function at the present time?
I'd say I'm back to about 90. Yeah.
Outstanding. Wow, that's
It
so incredible.
is.
It could have stopped those terrible symptoms and the complications of COVID. And I have no doubt that it's going to stop long COVID and the
Yeah.
disruption that occurs with that as well.
Yeah, it was kind of cool to be able to see how he started when he started getting the sickness and stuff. I was like, "Oh my gosh," like I was really worried because I know how I felt. But watching how he has, since he had been on it more consistently than I, seeing that he didn't get hit as hard as I did, and he was able to continuously function. I mean, it didn't, I mean, he laid down and rested with me for one day, because we were kind of quarantined to ourselves. But just to see that with his consistency versus mine, what mine was, that it didn't hit him full strength the way it
And
hit me. And I
have you continued to sleep well with it?
I've been sleeping through the night. I've been sleeping. I've been waking up feeling fine. I haven't been sluggish. Like, it hasn't been taking me forever to get out of bed. I mean, we've been able to get up and actually function. It's been really awesome.
So
Yeah.
would you recommend this product for other people who experience
I
COVID
think,
or are a threat for
yeah,
COVID?
I would think that everybody should be on it no matter what, but especially if you do get COVID or if you do get this illness, triple that dose and take the 4 milliliters, because there was absolutely, and my concern was I was having so many gut problems. I was worried, like, oh, here we're adding more stuff to my gut. But really, like, the fact that I recovered so fast overnight, it really did blow me away. It was incredible. And so now, like I told you, I said I feel like I need a gallon of this thing. I need a gallon of it. It was awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
Chelsea, thank you so much for this interview. It's so valuable. I'm going to get this out there to everybody I can and to alert them to the benefits and the
Yeah.
prevention effects
Yeah.
of BCP on COVID and other viral illnesses, and
Yeah.
including pneumonia as well.